Were you around the Browns much this year, Jason? Do you
I had them for a game, yeah,
Okay.
and they played the Miami Dolphins late in the season.
Any sense that Myles Garrett was chafing at all?
You could see the frustration. We talked to him after he had mentioned and talked about the fact that they don't have a quarterback, and he did want to have conversations with them about the future. And I was there in 2017 when Myles got drafted, when we went 0-16 his rookie year. So you talk about, and you fast forward, and there have been some highs and some playoff appearances. But for him, you probably start to look at your career because he walks in the door, and Joe Thomas, that was his last year of playing in the National Football League when he left with an injury against the Tennessee Titans. But Myles played in practice against Joe Thomas every single day. And you're watching one of the greatest left tackles play this game who never got a chance to play in a playoff game. So I think for Myles, and he hasn't said this, but this has to be on his mind because I remember getting there looking at Joe T and thinking that, like, damn, this guy, as good as he is, all the plays, the consistency, a first ballot Hall of Famer, the fact that he will not get an opportunity to compete and play in those meaningful games late in the season, hell, it hurts me. So I think for Myles, as your career is going on for him and you're a defensive player of the year and you're just continuing to compile accolade after accolade and you feel like you're getting further away from a championship, you got to say something or do something. So I look at this, if you're the Cleveland Browns, it's so hard to let Myles walk out the door. But at the same time, if he's not going to be happy, if he's not going to be carrying the culture forward because he doesn't want to be there, you have to make a move and do something.
Yeah. And especially since you could probably get 2 ones, one this year, one next year. You could kind of replenish what you lost in the Deshaun Watson trade, even though that you've already kind of paid that whirlwind, right now. I mean, you've already done that, but you can get that back, and then I just don't know if you fall in love with a quarterback enough, you take that kid second overall and you start from scratch, which is why Myles wants out, is what it seems like to me,
Exactly. There's you don't see the end. And to your point, the Deshaun Watson failure, that was it. Like, that was the last ditch effort. And you kind of, I guess you can give him credit for swinging and seeing if it was going to work. But the fact that it hasn't, you don't have another opportunity. And for the Browns, you look at it as, if you don't have an opportunity to get there right now, get those first-round draft picks for Myles. Even if you don't get a quarterback right now, you start to build a really good roster of good players. So that way, when you are in a position to get a quarterback, you already have a situation and environment for him to walk into, similar to what we watched Bo Nix do this year, where the Broncos were playing really good defense. They were trying to run the ball, quick passing game, and doing things to get him comfortable, where later on in the season, he was able to kind of break out, and we saw more of what he could become. But giving a quarterback that good foundation to build around is the biggest thing.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.